Hey everyone on all the boards. Doing a little video watch review. We mostly get written reviews on the boards, so thought I'd change it up a little. As you can see here, I've got my 42mm Omega Planet Ocean from a dealer I'm sure you're all very familiar with. I won't name him in the video, but you can find his name in the title of the thread. It was sent to me in this nice little pouch and with a cleaning cloth, which is a nice gesture. I appreciate that. So here's the watch. It's, like I said, a 42mm Planet Ocean, and it's got an Asian 21J movement, DG2813, I'm led to believe, though I could be wrong, and it beats at 21,600 beats per hour. So I'll just take you through, I guess, my initial impressions of this watch. It's got a nice weight. It definitely feels substantial. I would not be able to tell this is a rep simply by picking it up or feeling it. From a distance, it's also very tough to tell it's a rep. I'm very particular about my bezels, so this one came under some scrutiny, but it passed the test without too many problems. It's got a nice click, very little play. The only problem being that it doesn't line up perfectly with the 12, as you can see there. I don't really mind it, especially not the price I picked this up for. It was $100 plus shipping, 65 pounds, I believe. I know you guys are quite particular on the boards about the pearl, so I'll give you guys a nice little close-up of that if I can. There's a little bit of dust on the watch, as you can see. I should have cleaned it a little better, but too little too late. The pearl is not terrible. It's not the worst I've seen. It's not really gen-like, but for the price, I won't complain. It's centered, and it's really not that ugly. Take a look at the bracelet for a second. The bracelet on here has been exceptional, at this price point especially. I've heard some things about bracelets not being clean or being a little stiff. I haven't had those issues with this one. I was planning on oiling it as soon as I got it. That's my phone ringing. But I'm not going to bother because it's smooth and I don't see any need to oil it. So I'm going to skip that step for now. And it was pretty clean and as I got it, so that's definitely not a complaint. The clasp here has got the Omega engravings, as we expect. Seamaster Professional Planet Ocean. As of now, on the 42mm, I believe it is supposed to say Professional. In the past, I don't believe it did, but it does now. So this is correct as of now, I believe. Opening it up, it's got a scissor clasp, as you would expect a Planet Ocean to. Folds away nicely, no gaps or nothing sticking out of there. The engravings on the inside of the clasp are there, and they're correct. Diver extension, of course, is a little stiff, but I'm probably not going to go diving with this watch at any point, so I'll leave that be. As you can see, I'll open the clasp for you again, so you can see the case back. It's got good engravings, nice and deep, and they're pretty clear. No anomalies on these engravings. I've heard of people having, I guess, strange appendages sort of coming out of this sea monster, but no problems here. Planet Ocean inscribed on the case back, as it should be. Of course, the P and the O on the planet and ocean respectively should be larger than the rest of the letters. In this case, they're not. It's not a huge deal. I don't take the back off of this watch to admire it. It's more of a beater, so I'm okay with that. On the front of the watch, of course, you got the helium escape valve. It's not perfectly lined up with the case, although I don't know if the gens are or aren't. Of course, on this one, it's not functional, doesn't turn, doesn't open. A little bit of dust on here. And the position, I'm led to believe, is incorrect. It should be just a little bit higher. It's not, again, not a huge deal, especially not for what this costs. As you can see, they have the Omega sign crown on there. I don't know if that'll focus for me. No, well, but it's a decent crown, no complaints. It screws down nicely. What else can I say about this crown? The time setting is actually not too bad on here. The date window is not centered, as you can see there. The date, not the date window, the actual date wheel is not centered inside the date window. Not a big deal. Like I said, this is more of a beater or an entry-level rep. Either way, it's not a huge deal. I'm sure this is the case on my watch. It could not be the case on another, so it's not a big deal. It is a hacking movement, like the DG2813 should be. So that's kind of a nice feature for something at this price point. If you were to buy a Gen watch for about $100, you most likely wouldn't find some of the things you would find on this watch, such as the hacking movement, the sapphire crystal, and the solid end links, which I forgot to mention, are pretty nicely fit and finished. They sit well and they don't rattle at all. So like I mentioned, it does have a sapphire crystal, single AR coated on the outside only. It's pretty good, not nearly as good as the double AR on some of my other watches, but it's not a complaint at this price. It's pretty reflective in the video, though I guess that I'll attribute to the lighting. In reality, it's a little bit better than that. You can see the blue tinge there of the AR coating, so it's pretty good. We'll take a look at the dial really quickly. Of course, the happy feet are obligatory on every Omega rep. You have to have those. Save for the new UPO, I guess, which people say don't have the happy feet. I'll have to pick one of those up and find out. Again, as you would expect, the minute hand is shorter on this than it is on a genuine Planet Ocean, and shorter than it is on a UPO or a 4th gen, which is what I originally wanted. They're out of production now, so I had to settle for this. Unfortunately, this watch doesn't accept genuine parts like the 4th gen does, so there's not a lot of potential for modding outside of maybe double AR and some good loom, which I wouldn't suggest because they'll probably end up costing you more than the watch anyways. Overall, it's pretty impressive for what I paid. It's a great way to start out in the hobby, or a great first watch if you just wanna test the waters. It's also a great beater if you don't already have a beater, or if you're just looking for another one. It's taken a little bit of a beating, no scratches, no dents, movement's still running. I haven't seen how well it keeps time as of yet. I haven't bothered to measure, and I don't think I will. It's just too tedious. Overall, though, I like I said, I can't complain about this watch. It's pretty good. You can see the indices there are straight, and there's no loom, hanging over the metal edges. So that's pretty good. No dust or, I don't know, foreign objects underneath the crystal and on the dial on this one, so I'm assuming it was fairly well made. Probably by an underpaid worker somewhere in a foreign land. So that is my quick review of the 42mm Omega Planet Ocean that I picked up from a dealer you can find in the title of the thread, actually. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to PM me or leave them in this thread. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.